Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in KITZUR, HILCHOS Shabbos, the laws of bishul, cooking, and we are in the section of chazara, of returning pot to the fire. B'Shab, this is called kava eish b'Shabbos. Let's say the fire went out on Shabbos. Ba b'Shabbos, you came on Shabbos, umatzah shekava eish tachas kedei rasa b'Shabbos. So you had your stovetop on, and the blech was covering the fire, and your cholent pot is cooking, and lo and behold, you walk into the kitchen and you realize that the fire that is underneath your cholent pot has gone out. Now, if the place where the pot is resting is still hot, and it's hot enough that it could continue to keep the pot warm, the temperature of yatsa lettuce, you can put this pot onto another part of the stove where the flame is covered. However, if the place was already cooled off, but if the food that's inside is still yatsa lettuce, then you could, in a pressing situation like this, you need your cholent for Shabbos day, so you would be able to move it over still to another flame that's covered up by the blech. Nevertheless, if you have a pot where it's not, the prohibition of bishul, of cooking, doesn't apply. For example, if you have something that's dry, a dry food that's cooked, even though it already cooled off, or you have something that's moist and wet, but it did not yet cool off, even if it's not the temperature of yatsa lettuce, there is a thing that you could do here. You could take a pot that's on the fire and now place this food on top of that pot. Like we explained above how you can do that. But do not now cover this pot that's on the blech, that you're putting more food on top of it. Do not cover it up with begadim, with blankets or clothing or the hadmana, the things that they use to cover things up. We're going to learn later on. There's something called hadmana, which is insulating things on Shabbos. You won't be able to do. We'll learn about that. But you could do this. You could pour the food from one vessel to another, and that one you'd be able to cover up with hatmana. Why? Because there is no problem of insulating something in a klisheni in a second vessel. A very big Hebrew word over here, thermos. Yeah, you can also pour this food into a thermos, because that will help to guard the heat. So too, another Hebrew word, radiator. Yeah, you can also put the pot on a radiator to keep it warm in that way. Okay, those are the halachos we're going to see today. Have a wonderful Shabbos. We hope that your food stays nice and hot and cooks on the flame, on the stovetop, or on your hot plate, and you have your hot, delicious food for Shabbos. All the best.